It was a tough loss last night for the green and gold. A couple of two-out knocks by the Twins was just too much to overcome, as the A's had their chances but couldn't deliver in Game 1 of 4 from downtown Minneapolis. These are games that Bob Melvin and the boys need to win as the pennant race is heating up. This is a tough 20-game stretch for the A's, and they need to take advantage of teams under 500 to keep pace in the American League standings. A's and Twins, Game 2, next. Well, it has rained most of the day in Minneapolis. A little bit of a wet night, but we're going to play baseball. Tarp is off the field. It is Players Weekend. We'll have some fun with that as Sean Manaea looks for his 12th win of the year. It's the Oakland A's and the Minnesota Twins. Game 2 of this 4-game series. You'll see it on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Chris Davis is on a hot streak. 5 home runs in 5 games. Hit one last night. And Ray, on the last homestand, we heard the A's fans chanting MVP. Right. We haven't heard that before. Pretty smart fans, because we think that he at least should be in the MVP conversation for this year.
Well, since it's Players Weekend, Kuip, let's go get him. But I think for what Chris Davis has been doing has been spectacular. Last 10 games, couple against Verlander, his last 10 home runs, he has hit 6 to either the center field or to the opposite field. It's amazing power from this young man. Against Cologne, he goes the left center. That's the only one. And then all of a sudden it gets more. He goes to right field. And then, of course, last night off the facade of the second deck against Stewart. So he's doing everything. His power is something that nobody can really think about, just because his power is from foul line to foul line. When you do that as a home run hitter, you're going to hit a lot.
Well, many times home runs can overcome struggles with runners in scoring position. The A's have done that a lot this year, but last 2 games, not the case. And last night, Ray, they hit a couple of home runs, but they were solo shots, but they struggled with guys on base.
And that's a big part of the game, because you have to give pitchers credit at times, but what the A's hitters have been doing lately is getting the big hits with runners in scoring position, but that has not been the case the last couple of ball games, and as a result, the A's have lost those 2. They need to get the hits when they count, but you also have to realize that the pitcher is going to change his game. That 3-1 fastball right there to Pender, thought he would do a little bit more. Maybe he was looking for something else. But if you get a fastball, and especially with runners in scoring position, you better take advantage of it.
All right, so let's see if the A's can get some big hits early in this game against the Minnesota Twins. Now keep it right here on NBC Sports California. We'll check in with the studio right after these messages as we get you all set for the A's and the Twins from Target Field.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Well, the rain is gone. That is the good news, and we are set for Game 2 of this 4-game series here at Target Field in Minneapolis. A's will try to bounce back and win Game 2. Game time weather for tonight presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. A little cooler tonight, just 66 degrees. And we've been told that the rain is indeed gone for the night, but it did rain a good chunk of the day. But the field looks great, and we are ready to roll. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the A's, brought to you by Southwest Airlines with nicknames. Here it is: Nick Teeny Martini for the A's, Matt Chappie Chapman, Jed Jedi Lowry, Chris K.D. Davis, Matt Ole Olson, Stephen Momo Piscotti, Marcus Sauce Simeon, Mark Tom Ace Canna, and Jonathan Luke Roy, Ray Fosse.
Odo's on the mound for
Marion Mule. Go get him, buddy.
Odo on the mound. That is Jake Odorizzi. And for Jake, making his 27th start. And of course, the A's saw him a lot with the Tampa Bay Rays, acquired by the Twins at a time they probably thought they needed to bolster their starting staff. Odorizzi pitched well for the Tampa Bay Rays, now in the Twins uniform.
And 1-1 the count to Nick Martini. Martini at 277. He's got 11 RBIs. So it is Players Weekend. So two teams will be wearing these uniforms tonight, tomorrow night, and on Sunday with their chosen nickname on the back.
That almost looks like ooh, doesn't it? Like oh. That middle was supposed to be a D.
Outside, I guess the players can have some fun this week, and they can, from what we understand, kind of wear whatever shoes they want.
That's right. And Steve Vucinich said the belt is one that they can wear after this weekend, which mentioned last night with Chris Davis. Nice looking belt. The uniform will stay the same. The jersey, see KD. There's the belt, and KD said, I like this belt. So Chris Davis, you can do whatever you want.
Look at those shoes. Crush. That one is driven. Center field hit well. Kapler's going back. Kapler, couple steps from the warning track, makes the catch. A well struck ball, but into the glove of the center fielder, Max Kepler. Here's the defense for the Twins. It's going to be Rosario, Kepler, and Grossman in the outfield. Sano, Polanco, Forsythe, and Austin. And Tyler Austin around the infield with Mitch Garver doing the catching.
Got that ball that was just hit by Nick Martini. Paul Mullen to the manager. Hall of Famer, inducted in 2004, fourth season, signed a 3-year extension last year. But the way the Astros played Nick Martini, that would have been a triple, because they play him over left center, and we saw what happened in Houston as well as at the Coliseum.
0-1 to Matt Chapman. 1-1 to Matt Chapman. Umpires tonight. It's Mike Malinsky calling balls and strikes. Mike Winters, the crew chief, is at first. Jansen Visconti's at second, and Tim Timmons is at third. Umpires got the jackets out tonight. It is a little bit cooler.
No nicknames for the men in blue.
No.
Maybe just men in blue. All of them nicknamed.
We could give them nicknames.
They probably wouldn't like it.
And Matt Chapman may have just given Mike Malinsky a nickname.
Well, the second strike that was called, of course, going back to last night, he wasn't happy then either. The second strike, he had to look back, and that's when Malinsky said, yeah, it was a strike. Well, you called it a strike. And look where the catcher set up. Garver's outside, and that ball coming back a little bit. It did not look like it came back enough to hit the strike zone. But umpires sometimes can set the tone, as we talked in a Open about Jonathan Lucroy. Sometimes defense can do it, and there are times you better know the umpire in his strike zone and be more aggressive swinging the bat.
So 2 away, and here's Jed Lowry. He's going by Jedi. He's trying to get a base hit with the shift on.
Well,
how about the shift, Ray? Take a look. How many outfielders you see?
Wow. Good call, Kai.
4 outfielders.
Great call. I've never seen that with an A's player.
Unbelievable.
That is hard to believe.
Write it down.
That's a first.
Very interesting. Bunted, and Lowry says, you know what? I think I'll just take a base hit.
It's the first bunt base hit for the Athletics this season.
Yes, it is.
In game 128. So we see 4 outfielders, game 128, and we see the A's first bunt base hit of the season. I don't blame Jedi for doing that.
Well, now it's interesting. With the 4 outfielders, we'll see if the Twins continue to do that when Jed Lowry comes up. Obviously, it could be different if there's a runner at base.
You know, and normally you don't bunt. Jed's hit 20 home runs. You figure you don't bunt, but I think that's more out of spite of what they were doing defensively and seeing the 4 outfielders. Yeah, definitely make a note of that. That's cool. Okay, I was not looking out the field to see that, but pointed it out perfectly.
There's Chris Davis, and that's a off-speed pitch that missed high.
So the best of our knowledge, would it be Joey Gallo and now Jed Lowry?
Yeah, I have not
heard of it.
Maybe it's happened for somebody else, but I have not seen it or heard of it. The 4 outfielders, but we do know the Astros did it against Joey Gallo.
Well, this fastball from Stewart last night really towards the middle of the plate, and Chris Davis, that open stance off the facade of the second deck, giving him 39 on the season, leading baseball.
Davis pops it up, and Garver, the catcher, is going to run out of room. How about that? 40 home runs in 3 consecutive seasons. Well, that's just in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Fox did it in 3 consecutive seasons, which Chris Davis will do when he hits his next home run. So that list is 40 home runs in 3 seasons.
And you could probably book it for Chris Davis at 40 for the rest of his career. Regardless of where he plays, the A's hope it's in the green and gold.
So his next home run's going to narrow that graphic even more if he wants to, because it'll be in 3 consecutive seasons. That is something special.
Double X and KD. See, Double X went by. He could have gone on Players Weekend with Double X.
He would have been great.
Yeah.
Very high center field. Looks like it's in the ballpark. Kepler's got it, and that is the 3rd out. So a bunt single by Jed Lowry. Nothing else for the A's. Time for Manaea to get to work. brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Joe Mauer, Logan Logie Bear Forsythe, Eddie Edicito Rosario, Jorge Chulo Polanco, Miguel Ocatone Sano, Tyler T.A. Austin, Max Rositsky Kepler. We'll tell you about that. Mitch Garsoss Garver, and Robbie Grossman.
That's original.
Yeah. I'll tell you why in a minute.
This is Sean Manaea as he's trying to pick up a win. He's faced the Twins a couple of times, and you can see the Manaea later, right? Is that right?
Manaea later. That's a good one.
Manaea later. I mean, by the time you look at everything he's got on his body, and his socks and his shoes and his uniform, you forget how to hit. Looking for win number 12. His socks are great. And Sean Manaea has 27 starts. He has yet to miss a start. Did not face the Twins last year. Of course, this is the first meeting between these two clubs this year. Did face them in 16. Sean Manaea, in his 26 starts, well documented, only twice has he exceeded 100 pitches. No hitter, of course. The White Sox in Chicago the other time. You have to throw strikes to this guy, Joe Mauer.
And now 2-2. Foul tip. There's the spikes. And Sean Manaea says, you know what, I'm having some fun with this.
Yeah.
Why not? Tough hop. Simeon's throw, and Olsen keeps that right foot on the bag. What a play by Marcus Semien. It was not a real hard hit ball, but a very tricky hop.
Well, Sauce did a great job, and the more important thing that Semien does, watch as he goes to his right. He's going to throw the ball, but I think intentionally he's going to bounce it far enough out in front so Matt Olsen can reach to his right, stretch nicely to keep his foot on the bag. And Sean Manaea, of course, is really enjoying the defense played behind him. Matt Olsen did a great job. Semien throwing it, probably would like to have thrown it a little bit closer to first base instead of missing.
Forsythe did not get hit by that. Looked like it went right between his feet. He didn't look too happy about it.
I don't know. Trying to pitch inside and
Right behind him.
yeah, I mean, Sean Manaea, of all people we know, will probably be the last to ever consider throwing at somebody. Just trying to pitch inside, and I don't know what Forsythe. I mean, granted, you can have a pitch thrown close to you, but you also have to realize the situation. He's trying to win ball games, and I don't think there's going to be any holdovers from anything in the past.
Unless maybe you're the Miami Marlins.
Well,
Just don't like people being good. But that's for a different day, right?
yeah, exactly.
How dare you be good against us?
Yeah, I know. Maybe Forsythe is upset that he's with the Twins and not with the Dodgers.
So 2-1 the count. Forsythe has been much better offensively with the Twins than he was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're right. If he had been that well, done that well, Dodgers, he might not have been traded.
That's a good point. He's had 370 with the Twins in fairly short time that he's been here. Playing in his 21st game. Logie Bear. And there's the 3-1 pitch. That's outside, so he walked it. So a one-out base runner here in the first for the Twins. Defensively for the A's, Martini, Canna, and Piscotti. The outfield, Chapman, Semien, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield, and Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate. Bomel. Sometimes when you have a nickname, you just really can't do anything else with it. It's Bomel. He's been that since probably his high school days. Who knows? I have friends from high school who have never in their lifetime called me Glenn, ever. Like if they did, I wouldn't even react because I wouldn't even know.
That's right, Kipe.
They don't know. They don't even know my first name.
And you know that the real problem is that sometimes you have nicknames, and by the time you want to introduce somebody, you can't remember the real name.
That happens, yeah. Lowry's got it. Out at second, on to first, not quite in time, just too slowly hit.
Forsythe did a good job by just almost stopping. Did not allow himself to be tagged by Lowry, forced him to throw the ball to second.
Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Now Rosario, a left-handed hitter, but Forsythe with the pitch inside. Then he walked on a 3-1 fastball outside. The one thing you don't want to see a pitcher do is be concerned about pitching inside because you threw behind the hitter, because it's an important pitch for Sean Manaea to pitch inside and set up the outside part of the plate. The slider down and in, back foot. He needs to throw it hard. He also knows, Jonathan Lucroy definitely knows, that Twins are aggressive. They do not take a lot of pitches.
Polanco is a switch hitter. He was 1 for 4 last night, had an RBI. Drives this one toward the right field corner. Piscotty's under it, and he's got it inside, retired. No score after 1 from Minneapolis.
Needs to be the stopper. The A's have lost 2 in a row. He needs to be the ace and stop that. And rest in peace. Yes, runners in scoring position struggles. The A's, as we have documented about that, they have not done very well the last 2 games. Coincidentally, the 2 games they have lost. Need to get the big hits and just get the runners on base to be able to do that.
Olsen will lead it off. First pitch inside, corner strike from Odorizzi. Olsen, Piscotty, and Semien here in the second inning. 23 homers, 59 RBIs for Matt Olson. He also has 28 doubles. Behind home plate, and it's going to be into the seats. 10 rows back. Olson had a couple of doubles last night. He was 2 for 3. He also walked, and he scored a run.
Okay, we talked about the lack of hits with runners in scoring position, but I think in general, when you all of a sudden have been put on the map as playing good baseball and trying to fight for division and all those things, you start to have teams take notice of your abilities, and maybe they try a little bit harder. They don't all the time.
Grossman, the right fielder, out and over just a little bit.
And I think pitchers are going to pitch differently, just because, you know, definitely with runners in score position, but, you know, I don't think they want to be the one that, say, gives up a big hit, gives up a home run, helps the club win. That's what happens when you're going down the stretch.
So one away for Piscotty. Piscotty, a line drive to center field, and that's a base hit. So Piscotty has the A's second hit.
As that's Momo, and when he gets to first base, who does he talk to? What's the nickname for Al Pedrique?
Al.
Al. Good swing by Stephen Piscotty.
And I think this runners in scoring position thing that we're talking about, it's not that the A's have been bad at it this year. They're hitting .259 with runners in scoring position, which is, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But as we've said, Ray, we're looking at small areas that can be improved on, and I think that's probably an area they could probably hit a little bit better with runners in scoring position, because home runs can overcome the lack of big hits, lack of a single with runners at second and third. This is going to be another play. So Simeon hit hard, but right at the shortstop. And that will do it for the A's. Bottom of the second coming up. No score. Against the Vancouver Whitecaps. It's also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. The home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports Bay Area. That's tomorrow, 7 o'clock. San Jose, Vancouver. So to be Sano, Austin, and Kepler here in the bottom of the second. Sano, who was not in the lineup last night, just getting the night off. Been a little bit of a trying year for Sano. Started out slow, went back to the minor leagues, and he was on the disabled list for a little while. Starting to swing the bat better now that he's back in the big leagues. But that continues to be a problem. Chasing balls out of the strike zone, and he did it there, and that's the first strikeout for Manaya.
Well, that's a great strikeout pitch. 0-1-2 changeup down. We saw last night the great changeup from Cahill, similar, but a little bit later started elevating them. But that's where you want to throw. Try to get somebody to chase a pitch, especially 0-2. And the big Sano with a big swing did it. But he's so powerful. He's like Chris Davis, and evidently he's starting to hit more balls to the opposite field, which is something that's going to make him a better player.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Here's Tyler Austin. Tyler Austin with the Yankees. Coming over to trade. Chapman with a nice play, throws on the run, no problem, 2 away.
Chapman makes that play, and it makes it look so easy, but it's not that easy to be able to catch a ball and on the run being able to throw a perfect strike to first base. You see a lot of guys who would catch the ball, stop and throw, but he continues to run, and look at the throw. Chest high to Matt Olson like a statue, but that's just one of the exceptional plays by Matt Olson or Matt Chapman, that he makes it look easy. Chappie.
So here is Max Kepler. Kepler playing center field tonight, 235. He homered last night against Trinan. That does not happen very often.
I think Blake would look forward to facing him again tonight in a safe situation, and probably going to see different results. He hadn't pitched in 6 days, and he was saying today that just slider that didn't do anything, just kind of stayed towards the inside part of the plate.
Fly ball left field. Should be an easy inning for Sean Manaea, and it is. 3 up, 3 down. We're through 2 in Minneapolis. No score.
Off concessions, 25% off merchandise, $10 prepaid parking during the final month of the 2018 regular season. That's this year. Members who join new and renewals are eligible for these benefits starting Saturday, September the 1st. That's against the Mariners. Download the MLB Ballpark app to access the concession and merchandise discounts. Plus, as a member, you still have first opportunity to purchase 2018 postseason tickets. Learn more at athletics.com/2019 today. Gaze access every game your way. The only way, your way.
Top of the 3rd inning, and the A's will send Canna, Lucroy, and Martini against Jake Odorizzi. Foul straight back. Marcana with the nickname Tom Ace from the movie Ace Ventura. Tom Ace.
Ace Ventura.
Pet detective. Little pop-up and Forsyth there. You know, I was thinking, we mentioned at the top, right? You could have nicknames for the umpires, right? So Mike Malinsky, Ski.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Mike Winters. Snowball. Get it?
Of course,
Okay,
winter
all
time,
right.
especially in Minneapolis.
These are off the top of my
Yeah.
head, trust me. Jansen Visconti. I don't have anything.
That's a good one.
But here's the one it just popped into my head, and you're going to like it. Tim Timmons. Remember the brothers in Sandlot? Timmy and Tommy Timmons? Huh? They grew up and built strip malls?
That's right.
So Tim Timmons, Sandlot.
That's a good one.
Timmy and Tommy Timmons.
Play ball. Timmy and Tommy. That's great.
All right.
Sandlot. Okay, go get him, Sandlot.
That's right. He's Sandlot today. I think he would be okay with that. We don't want them to get mad at us.
No, I think it would be, hey, reference the fastest man in baseball. Oh, you know.
1-2 to Jonathan Luke Roy. He's got an easy nickname, Luke, and that's pretty much what everybody calls him.
Definitely don't call him Jonathan. He doesn't like that. Just call him Luke.
One and two to Luke Roy, hitting .238. A couple of homers, 40 RBIs. Hits that one hard, but right to center. The big third baseman throws across, 2 outs.
Sandlot just celebrated his 25th anniversary, didn't it?
Yeah.
They're showing it at Parks across baseball. Sandlot fireworks on Friday. I mean, this is it.
It's one of your all-time great movies.
It's a great movie. Well, it was really great to see at the end what those characters ended up doing.
Hey, the Timmons brothers, strip balls. So if you had 2 hours on the airplane and you could only watch one movie, would it be Field of Dreams or Sandlot? You only get one. 2 hours.
Whew. That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
You still get a bag of Cheetos, but you can only watch one movie.
Let's make it a 4-hour flight. Watch both of them. They're both good movies.
Absolutely. Martini. And that's going to drop into center field just over the head of Polanco, the shortstop, who's slid over near second base. So a 2-out hit for Nick Martini.
Hey, but isn't there one constant in those two movies? Joe Jones.
Good call.
You're right, both of them. That's the inside-out swing that Nick Martini is attempting to do more often, because when he joined the club, he was hitting a lot of balls to the opposite field. So that's good to see him get away from the pull side. But I like the best part in Sandlot when he got the baseball and he says, "You're in trouble."
There's some great
George Herman. Didn't even call him Babe. He said, "George Herman, you're in trouble." Well, as we spoke in our open, Kipe, about the clock, and if Odorizzi, he's been pitching out of the stretch. He starts the game and pitches out of the stretch all the time. So you get a chance to kind of get a read on his delivery to the plate, how long it takes, a little bit slower, maybe with the runner on, because he has to concentrate on stopping. A's typically do not run a lot in certain situations if they feel the speed of, in this case, Martini, and the slowness of the pitcher, Odorizzi. You have to factor in also the catcher, Garver. There's your lead. It's a good lead.
Chapman takes outside again. So now the count 2-0. Chapman struck out looking in the first inning.
The one thing the great Ricky Henderson always said, there are times that he was not thinking about running, but just the fact that he was on first could distract the pitcher enough that he thought he was going to, that it would take away pitches to the hitter. With 2 outs, a pitcher should be concentrating on the hitter, not thinking about the runner at first.
Chapman could not hold up. Pitch looked like it was outside, but Chapman went around, so the count 2-1.
Let's not also forget what happened last night and the first at bat tonight, that thinking that 2-0 breaking pitch instead of maybe a fastball that he's looking for. He did go too far. Still like to see the first base umpire make the call and not the home plate umpire.
And now 2-2 to Chapman.
You know what? This would not be a bad time to run, simply because you'd like to have Chappie lead off the next inning if Martini's thrown out. Otherwise, give him a chance to get with the runner in scoring position, assuming the 2-2 pitch is not a strike.
He's
Chappie.
a fan. He's a fan. Got a piece of that one, just barely. So the count remains 2-2.
He's again swinging on a pitch out of the strike zone. Fortunately, made enough contact on another check swing. Seen more check swings from Chapman's at bats than we've seen lately for some reason. And again, maybe they're pitches that are close. He's been taken, been called strikes.
Another 2-2 pitch. That cued foul, so the count remains 2-2.
Remember the Twins had a player, of course he played around different teams. O-Dog, Orlando Hudson.
That's right.
Just added G to
He's a
O-Dog's
good
name.
player.
You know, he was a very good player. Played for the Twins here. Played well for the Dodgers, Diamondbacks. He would have been perfect for Players Weekend. Oh, dog.
He would have had fun with it.
Yeah.
Lowry on deck, hoping to get a chance to hit here in the third. Did not go, so full count. So now Martini will run.
Well, a nasty sinker down and in to Matt Chapman. Watch this ball take off and go down and in. Like a left-hander throwing a back foot slider, but immediately Garver asked for the appeal. Stanford, there you go.
Martini goes, and that is a swing and a miss. Looked like you threw the same pitch. And he got Chapman to swing through it, so the A's do not score in the top of the third.
cents. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer. Wake up. Baseball.
No score, bottom of the third. Mitch Garver, the catcher, leading things off. So Bobby Wilson, where he hurt his ankle last night, Ray, he was placed on the disabled list today, so that's too bad. And as we were reading about it in the newspaper, it sounded like he turned his ankle on a bat that was laying there.
Yeah, the left-hander hit the bat as he went to back up. He stepped on the bat. He's watching the play. That was a diving stop, but block up the middle. Took his eye, and that was it. So a couple weeks on the DL for it.
So he goes to the DL. The Twins called up another catcher, Williams Astudillo.
So we may see him on Sunday. Also told that he came up for a couple of weeks and didn't catch one pitch. Played every place except catcher.
Here's Grossman. Grossman lines a single to left center field. So on the first pitch, Robbie Grossman gets the first hit for the Twins. It's a 1-out single.
Sometimes you go after the first one. Grossman hitting ninth and gets the first pitch fastball. Pretty good pitch thrown by Manaea, but the velocity, not really what you want to see from Sean Manaea.
So now to the top of the order, Joe Mauer, who grounded out to short, as Simeon made a very nice play. Mauer 1 for 3 last night, had an RBI single. That hit tied him with Rod Carew on Minnesota Twins all-time hit list. Tied him for the second spot. This one is driven left center field. Could be trouble. Martini is going to make the catch. Nick Martini into the gap, makes a nice running catch. May have saved a run. Grossman runs pretty well.
Forced the ball off the left-hander bat, was slicing a little bit back towards Martini, but he took a great angle at the ball. And Mauer, this is about his best bolt on the opposite field. Martini, look at the angle. That's the key. He went at an angle towards the warning track while slicing back just enough. Sean Manaea liked it after a big sigh of relief. Lefty on lefty. But you know, at the Metrodome, it's a home run.
Probably.
Yeah, and that's the big difference. Oh, they're checking second base to see if he retraced his theft. And I looked at him, and it's kind of between home plate and second as he was rounding, thinking, you're right, Kipe. And he barely touched him with his left foot, maybe unintentionally touched it.
Yeah, he may be acting like he touched it intentionally. I don't think he did.
I don't either. I think he just barely did. But remember last night the A's lost their challenge early. And I don't think it was enough maybe to.
Almost looked like he grazed the base with the side of his foot.
Exactly right.
So 1-0 the count to Forsythe.
If guys around it, they'll stomp on the bag to let everybody know that I'm hitting it. But I think he was more concerned about getting back safely. Yeah, but I think you're right. Watch the foot as he crosses the bag. The left foot, did it get it right there? Just put up a lot of dirt. But he definitely didn't hit the top of it.
1-1 to Forsythe, who walked in the first inning. Strike 1-2. Those are the combined numbers for Forsythe with the Dodgers. And now the Twins, 252.
Right on the fastball, maybe looking changeup, because it's kind of like a protecting swing last second. Odorizzi might have been teammates in Tampa. Huh? I was thinking about with the Rays.
Possible.
Yeah.
Seems like they probably were.
Those powder blue jerseys, that's what the Rays wear.
Olson's got it. Olson's going to fire to short to get the third out there.
Great play.
And that will do it for the Twins. Fourth inning coming up. Coors Light refreshing finish. Last night, Jed Lowry, his 20th home run of the year. He joins Coco Crisp, Ruben Sierra, and Nick Swisher as the only switch hitters in athletics history with 20 or more home runs in a season. Coco did it once in 2013. Ruben Sierra did it twice, 93 and 94. And Nick Swisher did it 3 times, 05, 06, and 07. There you go. So Ruben Sierra, a name from the past. Was that before or after he and Tony started to disagree on everything?
Yeah.
That just was not a good relationship.
No, it wasn't. Well, first of all, the trade itself with Jose on the on-deck circle.
It started out strange.
Yeah, it started out strange. But you know, the thing about Ruben Sierra could have been a Hall of Famer is if he had just been himself. I'll let you figure out between the lines what I meant about being himself, but he got too big.
He was as talented as anybody.
Yeah. And actually in Arlington, Texas, and I know I've talked about it before, but that little angle down in the corner of right field was kind of the Ruben Sierra corner because he had a lot of balls down the line.
Hook balls
yeah,
with left hand.
Yeah, and they kind of shortened that little area in right field. But it just didn't work out.
What, 2-1 to Jed Lowry. So the career year for Lowry continues as he obviously has a career high now in home runs. He also has a career high in RBIs with 79. And a hot hitter. 14 hits in his last 39 at bats. That covers 11 games.
And very much appreciated around the American League when we talk to different teams and see the teams. People will comment about the year he's having.
You know, I was thinking about Jed Lowry. Obviously, we hope he stays with the A's. He's a free agent at the end of this year. But I started looking around, Ray, at there's a bunch of free agent second basemen in baseball, and Jed Lowry is just one of them. But started going just kind of through the list a little bit. Kind of starts with Jed Lowry. See, who did I come up with?
Well, the second baseman here, Forsythe.
Logan Forsythe's a free agent. I was thinking about
He's not.
LeMahieu, the Rockies. He's a very good second baseman. He's a free agent. Scooter Gennett, who's having a big year for the Reds. I believe he's a free agent. And Lowry takes it off.
Well, you know, the one thing, and it's unfortunate, but let's say in the case of really any second baseman, you've had to first of all look at his age. And you have to look at a qualifying offer with just there, it might be 17 and a half, $18 million.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just one of those things. And I think what happened last offseason, I think everybody this year will be looking at two players, Manny Machado and Bryce Harper, to see what happens with them. And if they don't get what they're hoping to get, they may change it again. But, you know, on the one hand, the analytics probably hurting players as much as anything because they start looking at the production of players at a certain age, certain positions, and starts working against them.
I agree with that.
I don't think it's collusion. I just think it's the analytics. And man, they're huge all throughout baseball.
Well, Murphy,
that's right.
He just got traded. I believe he's a free agent. He's now with the Cubs.
You're right. Ben Zobrist has got to be, of course, he's utility. I don't think is this his third year with the Cubs? 15,
Yes.
16,
Yeah,
17,
because he wanted. They
17.
wanted his first year.
That's right.
So yeah, this is his third.
Yeah, won at 16, so yeah, it's third. So of course he's plays different position. Chris Davis in a pretty good count, and Odorizzi, who had just a 6-pitch second inning. 3 more, 3 times as many last inning, and then Jed Lowry with a great at bat to draw the walk.
Davis taps this one. Odorizzi's going to throw to second, and he throws it into center field. Lowry gets up, and he's going to go to third. A huge break for the Athletics.
That hit somebody, Kipe. I might have hit Jed. The ball and the infielder and Jed Lowry arrived about the same time. And look where the second baseman is, and umpire getting out of the way. Oh, he just missed it. He overthrew. Instead of to the bag, he threw to the second baseman, Forsythe. Instead of throwing at the bag, Forsythe had to reach back. But instead of hitting somebody, he just went off his glove.
So fielder's choice, E1.
Oh, good break for the A's. See if they can take advantage of it. And here we are with a runner in scoring position.
Well, think about the difference. If they get the out at second, it's 1 out and runner at first.
That's right.
Now it's first and third and nobody out. Twins. It's their 68th error of the year. The A's, by comparison, have made 73.
Did you hear Ski make that call? Said outside.
Did he?
Yeah.
Home plate umpire,
Yeah.
Mike Malinsky. We're going with Ski. Shot. Foul. Says Snowball. Mike Winters. Winner.
Hey, you gotta explain to me. We're in Minnesota, man. Minnesota. Tyler Austin was first base. He was holding the runner, and Chris Davis, once he saw it wasn't caught. If it had been caught, it's a double play. It was foul as it was hooking.
So 1-1 to Olson, who had a fly ball to right field, his first at bat. Left field should be deep enough. Rosario does have a good arm. And Rosario's throw to the plate is cut off. Lowry scores, and the A's take advantage of the mistake by the Twins to grab a 1-0 lead.
Well, if you think about it, Kipe, it's a mistake by Odorizzi to walk Jed Lowry, then makes a bigger mistake making there at second base. So Jedi scores on a fly ball by Ole. Fastball right there. He's a little bit late on it, but maybe trying not to roll over, and instead hitting the ball deep enough to left field to score Lowry easily from third base.
So Olson gets his 60th RBI. Yeah, you're right. That run is on Odorizzi. There's Piscotty, who had a base hit. Piscotty last night. 0 for 3. Did have an RBI, and he had a walk. 35 doubles this year for Stephen Piscotty. That's 8th most in the American League. So his next double will be a career high. He also had 35 doubles in 2016.
His former team, the Cardinals, playing a lot better. Put themselves in a race.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kev, look at the bats. So Steve Lucinich must have had a lot of work to do, because notice Simeon's bat's yellow. This one's kind of an orange finish. Maybe they're bringing out stops on everything.
We laugh, but what you think about all the new uniforms that have to be put out for every team, and then if you start throwing in spikes and then you start throwing in bats.
Yeah, that's the patch on the right shoulder. It's Major League Baseball. Players, manager, coaches can write in who they're thankful for, and of course for Stephen Piscotty, his mother, that he wrote on his right shoulder, right sleeve.
2-2 now to Piscotty. It has not been an easy year for the Piscotty family.
But as Stephen Piscotty said, she's looking down and very proud of what he's doing, what the A's are doing, and so that's basically the way to look at it. And it's just been one of those years for him. With that home run he hit at Boston right after the memorial services for his mother. Can't match that.
It's this one up the middle, but it's right to Forsythe, who steps on second, throws to first. Double play. So an unearned run for the A's. They take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
A's 1, Twins nothing. It's the bottom of the 4th inning from Target Field. Turns out to be a pretty nice night. Is it just me, Ray, or have we seen quite a few A's fans around downtown Minneapolis?
I think we have.
Pretty good trip. Bunted out front. Manaya throws, not in time, and he throws it down the right field line. Rosario got good speed. He's going to ease into second. By the time Manaya got to the ball, just from our view here, you could kind of tell that he was not going to throw him out.
Did not have a chance. You're right. And unfortunately, it bunted too hard for Lucroy to have a chance. So it's Manaya all the way. And down the line, and Jed Lowry got there as quickly as he could, but with the speed of Rosario, really not much chance. And he knew it. Sometimes as a catcher, you run out like that, and you start yelling, no, 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 no. You know, just like you got
or as a broadcaster.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's right.
So single in an air. And here's Polanco.
Well, and the air helped the A's score a run. The A's are hopeful that this air doesn't help the Twins, but it's a good start for Minnesota.
Polanco shows bunt, takes it high. Rosario dancing around. He's got a pretty big lead. Twins do not run much. Did get a stolen base last night. Rosario's really the only guy. He's got 8 steals in 10 attempts, but they just don't do it much.
Yeah.
Got to have the speed to do it.
Yeah.
This one's bunted. Manaea picks this one up. He throws, and they just got Polanco. So Lowry was hustling over there to cover. It'll be a sacrifice for Polanco.
Well, it's a good bunt, and this time Manaea had to do it with the bare hand. Spun again with a 360. This time a good throw to Jed Lowry. A little bit more time, but dangerous to pick it up with a bare hand because you do not know what kind of grip you get. And it was good enough to be able to get the runner. Remember Colorado when the 3 consecutive batters, 2 bunted, 1 single?
Yep.
And that quickly the Rockies scored a run.
Well, here's the dangerous Miguel Sano. But also, he's a guy who strikes out a lot.
That's right.
And he struck out in the 2nd inning. The only strikeout that Manaea has.
Well,
So you can't get him to chase.
And that's the key. You got to get him to chase him. Believe that your catcher is going to block the ball.
Strike on the inside corner. Now Manaea in a wonderful spot. 0-2.
Well, he's leaning, and then the fastball in, put his arms up at 90, but perfectly placed inside. Threw him an 0-2 changeup his first at bat, struck him out with the pitch down out of the strike zone. Again.
So pretty good pitch on 0-2.
Yeah.
Sano has been known to chase that. Trying to get better at laying off pitches just like that.
He backs it up with another one closer to the plate and down. Get him to swing over it.
Well, Sano, I think the Twins thought that last year, Ray, he had finally put it all together. It certainly looked like it.
Here's a changeup. This one out in front. Nice smother by Jonathan Lucroy. Tell you, with the way he played against the A's, I thought he had broken out.
28 home runs, 77 RBIs in 114 games last year. Struggling this year.
And a fastball for a foul ball, a fastball inside corner, strike 2. Back-to-back changeups down out of the strike zone. Fastball hit foul down the right field line. Try to go back inside with the same fastball, but he fought it off.
Pretty good swing there by Sano.
You notice that pitch and that location by Lucroy inside, but Manaea leaving a lot of pitches outside, and that's dangerous because power hitters can't take a mistake fastball if it's not inside where it's supposed to be and hit it far enough, deep enough to score a run. That's the ability that back to changeup. Good call, just make him chase.
And he hits this one plenty deep to left center. Rosario tagging. Canna has it. Rosario will trot home. So pretty good at bat by Miguel Sano, a sacrifice fly, and the Twins tie it here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, another pitcher's error. Odorizzi we saw, and Sean Manaea with the error put in the runner at second so the bunt could get into third. If the bunt base hit and it eaten the ball and the sacrifice got him to second, that fly ball is second out. And the runner still at second or maybe third. But, you know, the changeup, he did throw it with conviction. He threw it more for a strike instead of a chase pitch. And as a result, Sano had the good at bat.
Tyler Austin skies one deep down the left field line. And I think it went all the way up to that party deck, which is 1, 2. I got about 4 levels up.
Yeah.
That's a long ways. It went up there. Yes, it did.
Wow.
I think you feel like you're pretty safe up there because you're so far away, but
yeah,
Tyler Austin just dropped one up.
You know, Austin, he knew it was foul. Why didn't you stay and look at it, admire it, instead of start running to first base? That is a long way.
Tyler Austin came over from the Yankees when the Twins traded Lance Lynn to the Yankees. Lance Lynn signed here a 1-year, $12 million deal. He signed it late, but did not pitch very well. He's now with the Yankees. One of the many trades that the Twins made.
Top.
Simple stuff. KD, TA, RF.
Okay.
Swing there. Twins have been playing better. They've won 7 out of 10, and they're 12-9 in the month of August. So their goal is to get to 500. They're 61 and 66, so they have a legitimate shot to do that. Playing much better. Cued out in front. More action from Manaea. He throws, and Olsen grabs it at the shoe tops. Side retired. Now run for the Twins. 5th inning coming up. We are all tied at 1.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Kirby Puckett will always be a fan favorite here in Minnesota. If you think about it, he didn't. Obviously, we know that he passed away much too soon, but his career really wasn't that long.
And that's why he
10 years.
Yeah, what you do in the Hall of Fame, you have to play 10 years to qualify, which he did barely. But the production that he had in those 10 years was off the charts.
Yep,
you saw how many hits he had. 2,300 as a member of the Twins, 23 something. But the interesting thing, when he joined the Twins, they said your roommate's going to be Ron Washington. That's when they had roommates. But they wanted to make sure that he learned the game the right way by having Wash be his roommate.
12 seasons he played.
Yeah, 12. But Dan Gladden, who played with Kirby Puckett in those magical years in '87-91 when they won the World Championship, Braves and Cardinals beat the two teams.
Kepler's got it, and Simeon is retired. So on away here in the 5th inning, NBC Sports California has compiled these top 50 memorable moments in Oakland. We want the fans to pick the most memorable moment. Tonight, going Scott Hatteberg's walk-off home run, which extended the A's winning streak to 20 consecutive games. Against Vida Blues, 2 no-hitters as an Athletic. He had one in 1970, and he had one in 1975. And there is a young Vida Blue. Fans can vote through our A's Twitter poll to play that wins, then advances to face the next memorable moment. A couple of no-hitters for Vida Blue as an A.
That's right. Heaviest baseball you ever try to catch. Unbelievable. And try to hit even worse.
So you may ask then, well, how do you throw a heavy ball? You either have it or you don't.
That's right. It's like throwing a bowling ball.
And if you have it, you're a lucky person.
Lucky person, because you're going to get in the kitchen so easily, break so many bats.
0-2 to Mark Canha. Canha rolls that one foul off the front of the dugout.
Starting to say what Dan Gladden said, that with Kirby Puckett, every day he came in the clubhouse, he was happy. And he said, if you were feeling down and he came in the clubhouse, you're feeling up. You're ready to go. And that's how much, as Dan Gladden talked about, he had hit a grand slam in the '87 World Series against Cardinals, and of course scored the game-winning run in the '91 World Series. He was playing behind Jack Morris in that game we talked about last night. That he said it was going to be hard to get Jack Morris out of a game. The 2 championships, and as Gladman said, it put the Twins on the map, winning in '87 and '91.
1-2 pitch, a little pop-up, and that'll be into the seats. How about this catch? This is the deep play, right?
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah, look how, talk about some hang time. That's when he had the plexiglass. Then he hit it over the plexiglass for a home run. But he caught it. And I think right after that's when he hit the game winner and said, jump on my back, guys.
Right. It was, that was not the deep play.
No, the deep play was with Lonnie Smith going around second.
Yeah.
On a ball hit the gap, actual hit.
That's right, that was a hit. Well, one of our favorite things about this ballpark is out in right field, past the home run fence, obviously. It's kind of the main entrance to the ballpark. It's a very large entrance, and as you walk in, there's maybe a walkway of maybe 100 yards or so, and you're walking through, and that's where the statues are.
Absolutely.
And it's very cool.
Yeah.
People meet there, and they can sit there and enter or exit.
Get a haircut, great clips.
You can do whatever you want.
But no,
it's a nice way to enter into the ballpark.
That's right.
There's a Tom Kelly statue, Killebrew, Tony Oliva, the Kirby Puckett statue.
And Carews is more to the right, but it's out there as well.
Yep.
Rod Carew. There's Kirby with the fist. That's after he hit the home run to take him to Game 7. Amazing man.
But it's a really neat way to enter into a ballpark, because you're walking and you see all these statues, and then but as you look ahead, you see right into the ballpark.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things coming to this ballpark, is just walking up through that area. Foul back by Canha to keep the count 2-2.
But as much as the Metrodome allowed the Twins to play every game and used it as a home field advantage, especially in postseason with the noise, this place is beautiful here. So this is a nice place, and they've incorporated, as you mentioned, the statues from the heroes from the Met, the first stadium, and then the Metrodome, and now Target Field, but they've got it all right here.
Well, they do have to do the weather dance a little bit in the month of April, and some years are better than others. This year it was a struggle. They had a 4-game weekend series right in the middle of April with the White Sox. They played on Thursday, but they had some bad snow, and they did not play Friday. They did not play Saturday. They did not play Sunday. It's just part of the deal.
And the good news about that series, they were playing the White Sox, a team within their division, that they're going to play 19 times between here and Chicago. That's the 10th pitch right there. It's a great at bat by Mark Canha, wearing down Odorizzi. And Pep, you look at the numbers for Odorizzi in his starts, and granted he's made a lot of starts, but he's not pitched deep in ball games.
No, not really.
Yeah, and that's I mean, he started out throwing just 22 in the first 2 innings. Now all of a sudden he's got 71, but again, you can attribute that to the A's being patient, making it work.
Canha drives one left center field. That's hit pretty well. Doesn't look like anybody's going to get it. One hops the wall, picked up by the left fielder Rosario, and that's a heck of an at bat by Mark Canha. A 10-pitch at bat that ends with a double.
Tom A's did a great job to work and foul off some very good pitchers' pitches, and then takes a pitch outside and rakes it into left center and hit it deep enough. The speed of Rosario still couldn't get it. Kepler playing a little bit more right center. They split the gap perfectly towards the bullpens, and got a runner at second base with one out.
So 19th double for Canha. The A's just keep pumping out the doubles. 260 doubles now, second most in the American League. First pitch to Lucroy is outside.
And take a look at the location, Kipe, and this pitch, pretty good pitcher's pitch. You go outside, he's trying to bring it back, and Canha, to be able to create that much power on a pitch, a little two-seamer, change up back door. And he provided all the power, and any place other than left center got a home run.
Maybe that's the pitch he was looking for.
Could have been.
Here's the strike. Lucroy grounded out in the third inning. Lucroy's done a good job this year with runners in scoring position. 296. Odorizzi glances back to Canha and delivers. And that's going to fall into right field for a base hit. Canha with a pretty good read. Here comes Grossman's throw to the plate. Not in time, and the A's lead 2-1.
Great call, Kipe, on Jonathan Lucroy's ability to drive in runs, and good batting average with runners in scoring position. Got the high pitch, and that's what you do when you get a mistake up in the zone. You don't try to pull it. Jonathan Lucroy did it perfectly, going to the opposite field. And also with the Mark Canha reading it, look at the location. That's out of the strike zone, but he recognized it, went with it perfectly. And there's your soft liner into right field. Grossman doesn't throw as well as the left fielder. Canha read it perfectly. And retake the lead. This is an earned run this time.
So RBI number 41 for Lucroy. And now it's to the top of the order, Nick Martini. Martini with a 2-out single in the third. Here's an interesting note for you, Ray. It's what you were just talking about. Odorizzi has not recorded an out in the 7th inning this year.
So he did not pitch beyond this. Wow.
Has not recorded an out in the 7th inning.
Huh.
Well, coming in, 26 starts, 130 innings. Do the math.
But
so he has not missed a start.
That's true. But to not be able to go deeper than 6, that's a wear and tear on the bullpen.
Absolutely. Martini hits a high fly ball toward the left field line, and it is caught by Rosario. He reached into the seats to catch it, and then he throws it into shallow right field. So the scramble is on. It ends up being picked up by Tyler Alston. Austin, the first baseman. But heck of a play by Rosario.
Rosario acknowledged the fans as he goes into the stands, and the fans kind of pull back a little bit, reaches in after he made that wild throw. He gives a thumbs up to the fans. And the fans could have taken it away because it's in the stands. But see him back off? Well, one guy didn't. The other guy with a glove in the front row trying to get it, but caught it. Stood there after he made the throw, and thank you, fans.
So 2 outs. Here's Chapman. Back to Odorizzi on a half swing by Chapman. And the A's going to run a double by Cannon, a single by Lucroy. Bottom of the 5th coming up. A's 2, Twins 1. With the Oakland A's in your X1 voice remote and get live stats and your TV changed the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Thought they said show me right field Will.
He caught it.
And she's smelling the cowhide.
It's real. So a good group of A's fans there in right field, right where they should be. First row. Check it out.
What's the form of Will?
Oh, Nelly.
He's got Blake Trinan's jersey on. Right field Will said to Blake Trinan at the Coliseum, he says, I've got X number of, Blake says, you've got more of my jerseys than I have myself. But that's right field Will.
So that group's having a lot of fun. Good seat. Right above the out-of-town scoreboard.
Fan cam, authentic fan cam. There they are, right field Will.
Marcus Semien grabs it before it hits the ground, so Kepler lines out. One out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Astros and the Angels will play tonight, the first of a 3-game series in Anaheim. It'll be Keuchel for the Astros, Heaney for the Angels, a couple of lefties. And that game will get started in maybe a half hour or so. Of course, the A's, with the loss last night, now trailing the first place Astros by a game and a half. Mariners are 5.5 back. Angels will get Mike Trout back. He is in the lineup tonight, so he's off to disabled. And for the Astros, they will play that weekend series in Anaheim, and then after that they will head home for a 10-game homestand. Obviously it starts with the A's, and they will also host the Angels and then these Minnesota Twins. So that is what's coming up starting next week for the first place Astros. So you'll see the Astros Monday night, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday a day game at Minute Maid Park.
And the Mariners at the Coliseum a week from yesterday, last night, for a 4-game series starting the Thursday. And the A's will finish with the Mariners up in Seattle, final week of the season.
This weekend, the Mariners are in Arizona taking on the Diamondbacks.
One of Bob Melvin's team that he managed. Actually, he managed the Mariners and the Diamondbacks.
Thanks for letting them go.
That's right. Absolutely. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, that's the start of a 9-game trip for the Mariners, which finishes in Oakland, but they're in Arizona, and then they play a 2-game series in San Diego next week. So that is what's going on with the Astros and the Mariners. Astros have 35 games left, 19 at home, 16 on the road. 2 pitches pop foul back. You know, you just mentioned how the A's finished their season at Seattle and then at Anaheim, right? I looked at the Astros. The Astros finish on the road, 3 at Toronto, 4 at Baltimore.
Yeah.
So they finish on the East Coast.
And that Sunday game, the final game of the season, they'll all be at the same time.
Martini hustling in. Martini dives in. He caught it.
That is a great play. Sean and I are really appreciative of Teeny getting the base, or the robbing of a base hit. But got a great jump on a ball that just hung up in the air. Garver last night with a pinch hit double in the same direction, a little bit deeper, but great play by Nick Martini, taking it and then rolling over, trying to avoid. Oh, he got his right hand extended a little bit. And I appreciated the defense again.
So 2 away. Here's Robbie Grossman. First pitch strike.
Kev, did you see the bill that Justin Verlander got at the hotel?
Yeah, was it $1 million? $10 million or something?
$1 million Dodger killer. The tax on it was like $77,000 on the bill.
That's what happens when you go to lunch in Beverly Hills.
Nick Martini, great catch. Right there, you're a little concerned with it. Hit the right hand of the ground, but he kind of let it slide. Didn't roll over on it. So it did take a chance of hurting himself.
Marcus Semien dives, cannot quite get it. And it's going to be a 2-out hit for Grossman. He's 2 for 2.
Nice defensive play, but that turns out to be very good considering this base hit. At least there are 2 outs, and Sean Manaea trying to get the tough Joe Mauer after this hit found the hole into left field.
$15 balls, 45 strikes, so pretty good ball strike ratio for Sean Manaea. He's at 60 pitches as he faces Mauer. Takes a strike, ground out. A fly ball to left field. Martini made a nice play on Mauer.
Yeah.
Was in the 3rd inning, racing into the deep left center field. Took a double away from Joe Mauer.
Mauer hit his hard, and Mauer hit his a little bit softer. Nice catch, both of them.
So another breaking ball that time. Mauer watches it drop out of the strike zone. So there's the hit list. Most hits in Minnesota Twins history. Kirby Puckett, 2,304. Then Mauer and Rod Carew are tied, followed by Tony Oliva, Kent Herbeck, and Harmon Killebrew. Minnesota Twins history. 58 years worth. They moved here in 1961. They were the old Washington Senators for many years, and then they left there and came to the Twin Cities. A little bit outside. Count 2-1.
Well, when Mall of America was built, home plate, the old Met, is right in the middle of Mall of America.
They left it there.
It's right there. It's designated that is home plate. They just built around it and built the Mall of America, which is quite large.
Mauer, left side foul to even the count at 2-2. Scrambles on. Twins fan just beat the A's fan to the ball. That's a little disappointing.
Nice bat. Huh. Still the American flag on Joe Mauer's bat.
Grossman runs, and the ball's hit through the vacated hole, and Grossman's going to round second, and he's going to go to third. Grossman got a good jump. Almost looked like he had been trying to get a good read on Manaea. Joe Mauer got jammed and just placed it perfectly. That's right where Marcus Semien was. So he is now #2 on the all-time Minnesota Twins hit list all by himself. So he gets a standing ovation, well deserved. One of the most popular Minnesota Twins of all time. It's a lot of hits.
It's a lot of hits in the same uniform for sure.
1086.
Sean Manaea's got to get the foul out after the standing ovation for Joe Mauer.
Here's Logan Forsythe. Canna going back. Canna still going back. He's going to get there, and he makes the catch. So Manaea gets the big out on Logan Forsythe. Couple of hits, but no runs for the Twins.
Muscle Nutrition and its 30 NorCal locations. Professional health and nutrition advice available for all ages.
2-1 the A's lead. It is the top of the 6th inning. Nice look at downtown Minneapolis as Lowry leads things off. Lowry, Davis, and Olsen. And the first pitch hit foul. Right off the facing of the A's dugout. So Jed Lowry's got the red shoes on, right? There's the Stanford logo on the outside. And Bob Melvin, of course, who went to Cal, was asked about Lowry's spikes. And typical kind of deadpan Bob Melvin response. Makes me nauseous. Marcana said, I'd really like to paint him blue. So Jed Lowry, he likes him. He's proud of him, but not everybody's digging the red ones. I'm sure Piscotti likes it. Marcus Simeon probably did not.
Mike Aldretti. That man, though, he's Cal. See, he doesn't even want to acknowledge Jed when he comes to the dugout.
No, they're not friends today. Here's Chris Davis, who has hit a fly ball to center, and he reached on a fielder's choice. His fielder's choice was a big play because it led to an error, and it helped the A's get their first run. Look at those spikes. A little bit of everything going on there.
You know, there's so much. Can you even see the manufacturer's logo? Because normally you want that. I mean, the manufacturer's got to have some sort of a logo to be shown, especially in this Players Weekend where they're showing the shoes.
Kapow. I think there's
a lot of stuff there. Try to read it.
So 1-2 now.
Got good numbers against Jake Odorizzi as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. There's a ball that's pulled. Knocked the foul pole down. Just went past it. Down at St. Pete. This was the Coliseum. This is more of what we're accustomed to seeing with KD going to the opposite field. Jake Odorizzi, a good pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. That's why the Twins wanted to acquire him. Cap, I think you said it best about the Rays where they are this year and considering the players that they've moved.
Chris Davis strikes out. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're. Listen, are they going to make the postseason? Probably not. But Tampa Bay Rays have become a pretty good story. Yeah. They deserve some credit. It was pointed out today that the Tampa Bay Rays, who have been playing very well lately, they have the exact same record as the Los Angeles Dodgers. 67 and 61.
We don't want to compare payrolls.
And I think it's hard to imagine anybody else winning the American League Manager of the Year.
Here's 4 outfielders.
Yeah, we got 4 outfielders again for Matt Olson. We saw it for Jed Lowry, and now we're seeing it for Matt Olson. And we have been informed too by a very fine stat man here in Minnesota that the Twins have used this against Lucas Duda from the Royals. Big, strong, left-handed hitter.
Jake's got all the info, man. Jake is good.
Does a good job for us. So 4 outfielders for Lowry, and now 4 outfielders for Matt Olson.
You know, coincidentally, nobody's on base, as was the case with Jed in the first inning. When Lucas Duda hit, Jake
Olson had the sac fly in the 4th inning, and they had 3 outfielders.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So the left side of the infield is completely empty. It's amazing. Well, now Sano is going to trot over. See him moving that way. It's very strange, isn't it?
Well, you know, you're trying to figure who went to the outfield. Is it Forsythe? Forsythe's in the outfield?
Yep.
And they're playing no home runs. They're so deep. Wow. So twice in one game,
Yeah, Forsythe is in left field, right?
Forsythe's in left. It's left center. Center field's open. So it's kind of spread defense, right? Football season, spread D.
So fly ball to Forsythe. He goes to the warning track against the wall, makes the catch. Is it a 4?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, because in football.
He's got to get a put out.
That's right. 4 with
I'm
how
not
many
putting
lines?
4. I'm putting 7.
Now your football game, what happens when they have the tackle eligible play? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And they have to designate though that he's eligible.
They have to tell the official.
The official.
Yeah, the referee.
But here they just do it, right?
Right.
They don't make any calls.
They should alert us.
Yeah. Do you like that football knowledge? Tackle eligible.
Vikings are playing right across town tonight.
And your team's playing tonight.
Yes, they are in Oakland.
Yeah. Good old Clay Wood got it ready.
Logan Forsythe hustling over. But it's going to be Rosario who grabs it. Side retired. Interesting stuff from the Minnesota Twins. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Very important play, as this one with Joe Bauer looked like extra bases, but Nick Martini ran it down into left center. And then how about this one? A softly hit ball, dives, and a great defensive play again by Nick Martini. So that was against Garver, and so a couple of balls run down, one deep and one in front of Nick Martini. And you have to have great defense, and the A's are showing that, leading 2-1.
Rosario, Polanco, Sano here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's hooked toward right, and that's going to get down for a hit.
Why do you throw him a strike first pitch?
And now Rosario is just able to get back. Wow. He made a very aggressive turn, but the A's almost got him.
Well, and Bob Melvin is going to take a look and see, because Piscotty came up with Rosario rounding the bag. And Bob Melvin checking to see if maybe Olsen was able to tag him beforehand, get him on the left wrist, left arm. I think he just missed it. Maybe they're. I think he's going to make a pitching change, maybe. Does he have somebody warming up?
That's it.
That's it. 67 pitches.
So Lou Torino's coming in when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and repair experts.
California is brought to you by your Northern California Acura dealers. Hurry in today for the Acura Summer of Performance event with some of the hottest offers of the year.
So 2-1, the A's lead. The Minnesota Twins got their leadoff man aboard, Rosario on the single. So that does it for Minaya, and it's Lou Trevino who comes in.
Well, I just have to wonder if Bob Melvin saw something or just want to go to the bullpen, a well-rested bullpen. 8-2 for Luke Trevino, making his 54th appearance.
And the first pitch pops off the glove of Lucroy, and Rosario to second.
Well, watch how he catches this ball. That's right there. When you backhand a ball that's running away, kind of taking the ball out of the strike zone, or at least hard to corral it that way. But unfortunately for catcher too, you have a lot of movement on the pitch, but Jonathan Lucroy would look at it and say all he had to do is turn his glove with the palm in, and it catches the ball.
Well, now so Polanco sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. Will he do it again here in the 6th? Chapman thinks so. He squares, he bunts it toward Chapman. Chapman to first. So Polanco, that's where you want to bunt it if you're him.
That's right.
It keeps the third baseman really out of the equation as far as getting the runner at third. So now a runner at third and 1 out.
Well, really, it's the same situation, and you're right, the perfect bunt. And with Matt Olson at first base, he got a chance to go back and take the throw as Matt Chapman made it. You know, that's probably good because at least Matt Olson's familiar with the throws from Chapman.
Here's Miguel Sano, who had a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. Hits it hard, backhanded. Simeon throws to first in a huge play. Simeon backhands it, and Sano is retired.
You know, that's a smart play on Marcus Simeon's part because it's so tempting with Rosario. Watch how far he comes down the line. And then he started to think about, do I do it? And very smartly goes to first base because that's the second out. And granted, it would have been a very tough chance. He'd have to make a quick throw to Matt Chapman, who was playing back. Remember, he plays deep whenever the infield's playing in, so he had a longer run to get to third base. So a good play by Marcus Simeon to look and realize, let's get the out at first.
So here's Tyler Austin, 2 outs now.
It's a great cut fastball there in the first pitch. Looks like Luke Trevino's velocity's back where it had been for a while.
Straight up defense for Austin, who has grounded out twice. It's jammed right to Olson, so a nice job by Lou Trevino to keep the Twins off the board in the 6th. 7th inning coming up. 2-1 the A's lead.
Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Hey, those are bats.
That's Harmon Killebreau's stance. That's the MLB logo, but that's a Harmon Killebreau mini save. But the bats, that's special. It's just like George Brett, the Hall of Fame, Royals Hall of Fame, where they have a number of hits in baseballs. The Hall of Fame, which Delaire has shown at times to us and for us. Hey, Kipe, you're on it again with Jake Odorizzi. He doesn't go into the 7th inning. Or is he?
Yep.
Yeah, he is. Actually, they had somebody in the bullpen. I guess they're going to let him face at least batter to batter. 92 pitches.
So if he gets one out here,
that's right,
in the 7th inning, it'll be the first time he gets an out past the 6th inning this year.
Got a righty in the bullpen who was standing. It looked like he was going to come in. So my mistake. He does start the 7th.
Well, and that doesn't mean that Odorizzi's throwing 75, 80 pitches. No, he's generally over 100 pitches.
Right.
Just throws a lot of pitches. And now it's 1-2.
And you throw like that, there's no reason not to stay in the game. Plus, he's given up an unearned run because of himself and a big hit by Jonathan Lucroy. This is great.
Oliver Drake. Bucko. One hop to Sano. Big man throws across and Piscotty's out. Six in a row retired by Odorizzi, so he's done a pretty good job. And now he'll face Marcus Semien. Marcus has hit into a double play and hit a fly ball to center field.
It could be the success that Odorizzi's had against the A's in his career as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. That Molitor, plus his pitch count is good, making quality pitches, good sinking fastball.
One walk and 3 strikeouts for Odorizzi. Odorizzi was originally a Milwaukee Brewer. He was a first-round pick of the Brewers, and then he went from the Brewers to the Royals in the Zach Greinke deal. Then he went from the Royals to the Rays in the James Shields Wade Davis trade. And then this past offseason, he was traded here. So he has been traded a handful of times, but he was never in the big leagues with Milwaukee, and he was never in the big leagues with Kansas City. Settled in as a big league starter when he was with the Rays.
That was the Tampa Bay Rays trading a couple of pitchers who close to free agency to get a pitcher, and then Odorizzi, who they had control for a lot of years. They do a good job with their pitchers.
Strike 3 called. Semien can't believe it. He hasn't moved yet. So he's having a chat with Ski.
Well, it started outside. The ball really ran hard up and in. I don't know if Marcus thought it was high, which it probably was, up in part of the strike zone. A lot of movement, just kept coming back in. Of course, Garver bringing the ball down, which made it look like a better strike than it actually was.
So Canna will hit. Canna had a 1-out double in the 5th, and then he scored on Lucroy's single. That is the difference in the game right now. Canna rips one foul. like this guy. He's got a glove on. He's a lefty. And you know what, Ray? He may be able to come out of the bullpen and get you an out.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, it's got a little popcorn. Probably get some oil on his fingers.
Just saying. Yeah, he could get Joe Mauer out in the 6th inning
Yeah.
if runners.
He's ready.
First and third.
You know, the problem though, he's got that finger extended. Sometimes he might tip his pitches depending how that finger is elevated.
You know what though? We can work with him on that.
Yeah.
That's a quick change, quick fix. Although he would have to take his hand out of the popcorn box to throw a pitch, and right now he doesn't look like he really wants to do that. Sir, would you like to pitch in a big league game or finish your popcorn?
Finish your popcorn.
Well,
that's like you asking me which movie I want to watch.
I'm going to probably go with the popcorn.
But he's ready in case.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's ready. That lady in the pretzel.
That's awesome. I could get Joe Mauer out, but I don't really want to right now. Pitch number 105 coming up from Jake Odorizzi, trying to get through the top of the 7th. Canna's become really good at spoiling pitches.
You know, if it weren't for Canna in his last at bat, of course, it turned out great because he scored the go-ahead run thanks to a long at bat, a double, and then scored on Jonathan Lucroy's base hit. But he wore him down. It's Fernando Rodney, so it might be a lot of relievers. The former Twin.
So another 1-2. Here it is. Another line drive. This one is just foul. That hand goes in there a little deeper every time.
Got the cap bill turned.
Takes just a little bit inside. And I'm making him work. So the bullpen is ready. Grossman toward the line, and he's got it. So Jake Odorizzi gets through 7 innings for the first time this year. 7th inning stretch coming up.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Cresco. Your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
Paul Molitor coming over to have a chat with Jake Odorizzi, who had a pretty good performance tonight. He leaves trailing 2-1, but a handshake from the manager usually means that your night is finished. It's just starting for Fernando Rodney when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Fernando Rodney, most of his work this year came with the Minnesota Twins. He's, of course, picked him up in the trade on August 8th for minor league pitcher Dakota Chalmers. Mariano takes over in center field. Rodney facing Kepler, Garver, and Grossman.
We see in a picture when Fernando Rodney had signed with the Twins in the offseason, of course, came here, and there was snow on the ground, so he shot his arrow in the snow.
Bet he did.
Yeah, he had shot 25 arrows, says he had 25 and 31 save opportunities.
1-1 the count.
Looks like from the A standpoint, Lou Trevino a great job after the base hit and got the next three. Sacrifice, a hard ground ball to short. Semien with an outstanding play, and then he jammed Austin. Now turn it over to Rodney in the 7th.
Here's an interesting thought, Ray. A's bullpen has one lefty. It's Ryan Buchter. You know, I think most teams would say, hey, it's nice to have two lefties because there's different points in the game where a big left-handed hitter comes up, right? But maybe one of the reasons the A's went out and got Rodney is because he's been very good at getting left-handed hitters out.
Yeah.
Lefties are hitting 191 against him. Righties hitting 280. So what difference does it make what arm you throw with if you can get lefhanded hitters out?
And let's not forget the Angels. Shields, he's a sinker ball pitcher, can get lefties. They didn't have a lefty in the bullpen, and they got one from the Twins and unsuccessful. But yeah, that's a great point, and you start looking at the numbers. Location of fastball.
2-2 to Kepler, who is 0 for 2.
I think Kepler has his name on the back. It's his father's name.
Exactly.
He goes by his mother's name.
You are correct.
Yeah. So.
Rositsky.
Yeah.
So that's a nice thank you very much to his dad.
Yeah. It's his mother's maiden name and his dad's name on the back of his uniform. Players Weekend.
3-2. And he got him.
How about the changeup?
The changeup on 3-2, and it was a dandy.
Fans, before you agree to another Labor Day barbecue, make sure you grab your tickets for the hottest team in baseball as the A's host the Yankees for a 3-game set at the Coliseum on Labor Day. Come to the ballpark and see Matt Chapman, Jen Lowry, best bullpen in the business. Defend the Bay from the Box Bombers. Grab your tickets to this key series starting September 3rd. That is Labor Day. Athletics.com/pinstripes. That's athletics.com/pinstripes.
So one away, and here's Mitch Garver. Garver has hit a pair of fly balls to left field. Got robbed of a hit in the 5th by Nick Martini.
That's your point about Fernando Rodney against lefties. He had that changeup. That's the equalizer. I mean, you throw that, especially 3-2, and it comes out with the hand look like a fastball, and that's why Kepler, who's an outstanding hitter, swung and missed, swinging at the delivery.
Rodney, amazing. Still throwing hard. I mean, his repertoire has been the same since day one. He throws about 95, 96, and then that changeup, it's 83, 84.
The only thing really that varies is right there. Sometimes he goes straight to the delivery. Other times he'll pause a little bit more. But again, have to go back to communication from the skipper, Bob Melvin, to get two closers, one Familia from the Mets, Rodney from the Twins, knowing that he has a closer in Trinan, and a pretty good setup man in Trevino, but communicating to the two new guys saying that we have a closer. And for those guys to buy into it, that's pretty special. But it took the communication to begin with.
Rodney last year was with the Diamondbacks. He had 39 saves, and that was a Diamondbacks team that made it to the postseason. And he missed outside. So interesting, Ray. 3-2 to Kepler, changeup,
right.
left-handed hitter. 3-2 to Garver, right-handed hitter, throws a fastball.
Here's Grossman, a left-hander. And all he did, Rodney, on the 3-2 to Garver, is to overthrow the fastball. He threw it 96, but kind of overthrew it a little bit.
So here is Grossman, who has singled twice. This pitch is a high strike. .257 hitter. On deck is Joe Mauer. And there's the changeup at 84 miles an hour. Just like that, Grossman's behind in the count 0-2.
Right there, right towards the middle of the plate at 84. And there's your perfect changeup. And it may be that he throws a changeup more to lefties than he does to righties, because the way the ball kind of drifts away from the left-handers, which means the right-handers might be coming more into the wheelhouse.
One-two pitch, got it. There it is again. The changeup to a left-handed hitter. Maybe we've found something out here.
Time now for the Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. It is Joe Mauer. We congratulate him on his 2086th hit that passes great Hall of Famer Rod Carew for the second most hits in Twins history. So Joe Mauer with the tip of the cap to the fans and probably to his family up in the suite. He does it here at his home park. Kirby Puckett next on the list. Question whether he would stay with the Twins long enough. You say this is his final year of his contract.
You know, at the end of that inning, something very cool happened, right? Of course, Joe Mauer was on first base, and then the final out was a fly ball to center field, and Mauer ended up getting to third base as he was running on the third out. And when the inning was over, Matt Chapman congratulated him, shook his hand. That's pretty cool.
That's great.
There's the changeup on the outside corner, 1-1.
You know, here's a case, and then we saw Marcus Semien cover when Grossman was running his last at bat. Here's the bullpen of the Twins. Somebody will be coming in to start the 8th inning. But you'd think with the changeup that Joe Mauer maybe out in front will pull the ball. That means that the shortstop will cover. But Joe Mauer very rarely hits the ball to the right side. Even on changeup, he waits as long as anybody I've ever seen, which that's why he hit so well at the Metrodome. It hit home runs because waiting as long as he did, it hit fastballs into the seats. But you can't wait as long as he does and expect to pull the ball, even on a changeup. They're kind of shading him more towards right field, especially on the infield. Semien somewhat close to second.
fastball at 97.
A little bit of an overthrow there. Jonathan Lucroy, get your shoulder back in place. Cat and mouse is, does he throw the changeup again?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and that's what Mauer has seen it. Shook off the fastball and he's going to the changeup.
Just got a piece of it, and I think too what we're seeing is the location.
Yeah.
It's a changeup that's right on the outside corner almost every time he throws it.
Yeah. Especially to the lefty. That's a great point.
Look at this.
That's perfectly thrown. And Joe Mauer waited long enough that he could foul it. But you know the one thing, see how Lucroy called a fastball? He shook to the changeup. Always thought your best pitch is your changeup. Catcher goes the changeup. Shook off fastball in, went fastball away. But if you call a pitch that you shake to your best pitch, sometimes the hitter will know that. In the case of Mauer, has been around long enough to know that. And here's your pitch. Remember, it's going to be on the move.
And that runner is Garver.
Changeup. That's the wiggle.
And he got him. Unbelievable. Strikes out 3, walks 1, and we're headed to the 8th. 2-1, A's lead.
And it's a big drive. A pitch out of the strike zone. Marcano with a big at bat gets a double. Jonathan Lucroy brings him in, going to the opposite field. That's the difference in the game right now. The A's leading 2-1, top of the 8th inning. As Lucroy will lead off this inning, will be against a new pitcher. His name is Bucko.
As in Oliver Drake. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Drake, 1-1 with a 5.65 ERA, 32 games for the Twins.
A's did not see him last night, so they're seeing him for the first time. A couple of different fastballs, curveball and changeup that he will throw right over the top.
Good pitch there, running the outside corner.
Congratulations to Jake Odorizzi. Took him 27 starts, but he finally pitches into the 7th inning, so it's good.
Should tell you that those numbers for Oliver Drake with Toronto. He was claimed off waivers earlier this month. Familia getting loose. How's our lefty doing? See, Ray, it's getting to the later innings now. He's going to have a baseball in his hand just to get himself ready.
Looks like he's got an empty seat, so somebody maybe said, I don't want to go to the game, and you know, maybe plus a foul ball.
That's a base hit. Jonathan Lucroy goes the other way.
Here we go. Can he get it? Attaboy. You recognize the glove? What happened to popcorn? Forget about it. Get no. Got more popcorn? Got the baseball. I got it.
He's a happy man.
See, he's going to work on the grip just in case it is needed in the bullpen.
Never know, Ray.
That's right. But you're right about needing two lefties. The A's just have booked.
Here's top of the order, Martini, who takes the first pitch strike. Nick Martini 1 for 3. He has shined on defense tonight. He's made a couple of very nice plays in left field. Good changeup. So quick 0-2 to Martini. Chapman will be next. He's got a single run in the fourth. An unearned run and a single run in the fifth.
You mentioned about the defensive Nick Martini also with the base hit to left field. That was his second at bat. Did not score, but Nick Martini has not hit a home run, but he's not the type of hitter that you expect to hit a lot of home runs. More of play the defense, try to work a way to get on base, good on base percentage, and take the hits to the opposite field, which they're playing it that way now anyway.
Swing heads toward Chapman in the on deck circle. Astros and the Angels are scoreless after one out in Anaheim, and the Mariners have jumped out to a 4-0 lead in Arizona against the D-backs. That game in the third inning. So Martini waits the 1-2 pitch. It's outside. So 2-2 the count. Game has kind of grinded to a halt, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. That's called bullpen.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems like it's
sort of moving in slow motion.
Yeah, it's
Takes a long time, doesn't he, Paul?
Yep.
See, Paulie may agree with us. He just wouldn't say it.
Well, he gets a chance to read about Nick Martini on their time and vision here. All that information. You see somebody look up there instead of looking at the field. He knows he has plenty of time to get his eyes back where it's supposed to be.
And the pitch is inside. He walked it. So the A's have a single and a walk, and now they're looking for some insurance.
I can't wait for this music. Beer Fest is back Sunday. There it is. Sounds like Milwaukee. Saturday, September the 2nd, join the A's celebrate starting at 11:05 in the Eastside Club at the Coliseum for live music from Wonder Bread 5 to great beers like Drake, Sierra Nevada, St. Archer. This is the place to be. $20 gets you a souvenir stein and 2 pours. Plus, we'll open up Championship Plaza for Beer Fest 2 with pours starting at 11 and ending 7th inning. Grab your tickets today, athletics.com/tickets, and let's enjoy the music for Beer Fest at the Coliseum. Oh, let it keep playing. Got a mound visit.
There's a beer fest going on out there.
Right field goal. A little bit better attitude than he had in Colorado, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He didn't get much sleep in Colorado. Don't know if it was just all because the A's were losing, but it could have been. So 2 on, nobody out. As Chapman steps up, A's would love to tack on an insurance run or two. And Chapman takes a pitch a little bit inside. Croy at second, Martini at first. And now it's 2-0. So Oliver Drake is working himself into a whole bunch of trouble. Got one to hit there, 91. Looked like it was right down the heart, just missed it.
Right down the heart, 4-seam. He's got a 2-seam fastball, but that was, I got to throw a strike pitch.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice. You got to throw it in there. So now 3-1. On deck is Jed Lowry and then Chris Davis.
91 middle of the plate, swing and miss. 93 off the plate, overthrew it.
Swing and a miss. 92. Now it's a full count. Chapman, a couple of strikeouts and a bouncer back to the pitcher. The 3-2 pitch is hit in the air and deep to right field. Grossman's back, and that baby's gone. Number 18 for Matt Chapman to give the A's a 5-1 lead.
Well, that is a huge home run for the Athletics, especially for Matt Chapman, who had been struggling a little bit. Not really his best night, but boy, what a way to make up for it with a huge hit to the opposite field. A 3-run home run. Matt Chapman, the 20th 3-run home run for the Athletics this season, and that was a big one for Chappie to give the A's a 4-run lead. So Fernando Rodney in your picture, a big inning for him in the 7th. Well, he got the count to 3-2. Fastball down the middle at 92. Matt Chapman, in short, has opposite field power. We're talking about Chris Davis, but Matt Chapman has it as well, especially here at target field. Not an easy shot. Second deck. Wow.
Shallow fly ball. That's going to be Rosario who comes in to make the catch. Hey, you know what? You throw a wall like that, 92 miles an hour right down the middle, you're going to get beat up a lot.
Yeah, you're right. Especially 4-seam, and you know that's a difference of a 2-seam, which might have a little bit movement on it.
Yeah, there was not much movement.
No, it was straight, and you know the 2-0, the 3-1, and you're right, the 3-2, all three exactly the same.
Yep.
91, 92, straight down the middle. And here's StatCast on an opposite field, and great trajectory, 103 off the bat, 30 degrees, 395. Look where this one lands. We saw KD last night going off the facade, line drive. Matt Chapman, as he always stands by the skipper.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. She got it. She may not have been expecting it, but she stayed put. Just fouled at the plate. So a single, a walk, and a 3-run homer by Matt Chapman. He now has 18 homers and 48 RBIs. Chris Davis tonight, a fly ball to center field, a fielder's choice, and a strikeout. He's been ready to go for a while.
And the formula for the Athletics in this game has been basically to have the starter go short, bring in Trevino. Chapman with a 3-run home run, but you figure Familia and Trinan will close it out.
Yep.
I think the A's want to get the win.
Sano scoops it up. Chris Davis is out. That's 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. And now Olsen will hit.
Notice with Jet Lowry hitting with nobody on base, they had just 3 outfielders. So I don't know what their formula is for. Now they go to 4 with Olsen. But Jed, after the 3-run home run by Chapman, maybe they didn't have enough time to get the 4th in the outfield. But you're right, now they have.
Olsen thinks about bunting and pitches too far inside. How could you not at least think about it? There's nobody on the left side of the infield. There's your 4 outfielders.
If you're hitting, in Matt Olsen's case, he's looking to the right side. He said, wait a minute, there's 3, 5. How am I going to hit the ball and try to do anything unless he hits over it?
So he tried it again, and it's called a strike. The second baseman, Logan Forsythe, is the infielder that has moved to the outfield. He's in left field. Rosario's in left center. Kepler in right center. See if Olsen continues to try to bunt, and he does, but it's right back to the pitcher. Throw is in time. Side retired. So Matt Olsen needed to get it a little bit more toward the line. Couldn't do it. He's get a 3-run homer by Matt Chapman. There it goes. Second level, opposite way for Chappie. 5-1-8. All right, here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 5-7-1 for the Athletics, 1-5-1 for the Twins. Sean Manaea, a chance to get his 12th win. He went 5 innings. Jake Odorizzi pitched well. He went 7. Chapman, the big 3-run homer in the 8th inning to turn a 2-1 game into a 5-1 game. And Joe Mauer making a little history. Picked up a hit tonight, moving him into 2nd place on the Minnesota Twins all-time hit list. So that is where we are at, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. It's Jerry's Familia. So he will be the 4th pitcher of the night. Trevino pitched the 6th. Rodney pitched the 7th. Familia here in the 8th. Facing Logan Forsythe. Forsythe has been on base 1 time. He walked in the very 1st inning. I think that was the only walk that Sean Manaea issued.
Yeah, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Manaea only threw 67 pitches tonight.
Yeah, it's back-to-back game that he's thrown 67. 4+ in his last start against the Astros. 5+ tonight. Of course, he has not missed a start. They've been very conscious of his pitch count, but you know, outstanding bullpen. Goes 5. Not a bad saying. 5 and fly. You got the bullpen the A's have right now.
Yep. Yeah, 5 and fly doesn't work if you don't have a good bullpen.
That's right. No, you're
not going to get any wins.
No.
Simeon in the hole. His throw is in time. So 1 away. Well, tomorrow, Mike Fiers tries to continue his fine run, only with the Athletics, but really all season long, against a lefty by the name of Steven Gonzalez. So that is the pitching matchup. So we look forward to that. Fiers has been very good.
Yeah, for Fiers coming from the Tigers, almost like Cole Hamels going from the Rangers to the Cubs. The success he has had. Cole's a complete game.
Yeah, he's been great for the Cubs.
Outstanding for the Cubs. Well, that's 4 at-bats for Rosario. That's 3 times he swung at the first pitch. He actually took a pitch for a strike in the first at-bat. Dick Rimmer on the TV side said it was a game recently that he had 5 plate appearances. He saw 5 pitches. And that was it. I think he got 5 hits.
I was going to say, I want to know what did he do?
Yeah, he got hits.
I don't care if he gets hits.
Yeah. And he said he tried to match and surpass it the next day.
As long as he gets hits, he can swing whenever he wants.
Now tonight he's got a bunt base hit, a base hit to right field, almost thrown out on the turn around the base. Nice looking bat.
Just barely got a piece of that one. I want to say Eddie Rosario. Your history is better than mine. I say he made his major league debut against the A's and he had a home run off Scott Kazmir. Am I right?
You're right. To left field.
I think it was his first game.
Yeah, his first game. And he spread it around the bases.
I do remember him.
Yeah, you're right. It's a great memory.
Scott Kazmir. Way inside. Accidental collision between Lucroy and Rosario. Rosario kind of got a little off balance trying to get out of the way of the pitch, and Lucroy was sliding over there to block it.
Hard slider by Familia, and you're right. That's what he did there.
Watch your fingers, Luke.
Well, yeah. Going to get stepped on.
So the count 1-2.
Edicito almost got Luke.
There's a line foul into the seats down the right field line.
You know, there's something to be said about someone who is as aggressive as Rosario. We see Hunter Pence on occasion. I mean, he swings at everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. And to be honest, they're very tough to pitch to.
Yeah. And I think if that is your style,
yeah,
and it's not working, then you're not going to be in the big leagues, right?
That's right.
I mean, I think guys who are like that, they got to be producing. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
But you look at his numbers. He's hitting third, hitting over 290 after a couple of hits tonight already. He's got 22 and 73.
And 30 doubles.
Yeah.
Good season.
And I'm sure with Twins trading some major players, he's not going to be on the list. They're going to keep him.
Now, he's not going to walk a lot.
And with a 4-run lead, there's nothing wrong with saying, here it is. I'm going to throw it down the middle. A 1-run lead is a different story. And Chapman made it a 4-run lead.
And he got him swinging. Or is it a foul ball?
He swung at it. He missed it.
No, he missed it.
And a nice pick by Jonathan Lucroy, just exchanging baseballs. But there's your aggressiveness with, I mean, he took some pretty good pitches. Well, took some pitches out of the strike zone, but this one in the dirt, backhanded, actually a nice catch by Lucroy. And wow. Is this a replay of the previous, or is it the
I thought it was a replay.
Yeah, but it looks exactly, wow. That was that's twice in the same at bat. So this has been a very, very eventful night for the, you know, to broadcast with 4 outfielders, 4 times.
Got the hitter and the catcher dancing.
Yeah, with twice making collision. We've got the A's finally getting their first bunt base hit in 128 games. And that's because of 4 outfielders.
That's right.
But I would think, you think about the way, just like for now, I mean, you're a hitter, you're looking to go, wait a minute, there's 3 on the right side, 1 on the left side, the outfield's playing straight up. By the time you factor all those things in, what are you going to do at the plate? You're thinking so much about the defensive alignment. Every day Eddie Guardado's sitting there going, what is going on?
Eddie's saying I'd have thrown 40 pitches by now.
Oh, at least. At least.
2-1 the count to Polanco. He's got 2 sacrifice bunts in this game. He'll be doing it here.
Okay, that's a great point, because if you think about Polanco's hitting cleanup tonight. How many cleanup hitters you see sacrifice?
He may be the only one. Jose Altuve just homered for the Astros. They lead 1-0 top of the 3rd in Anaheim.
Astros have to be ecstatic about having him back.
Absolutely.
He's the man that makes him go.
And to see if George Springer is in the lineup tonight, and he is not. Good swing there by Polanco. Mariners 5, Diamondbacks nothing. Top of the 5th inning in the desert.
That's an important series for both teams, with Diamondbacks trying to stay at top of the division. Rockies brought up Matt Holliday yesterday.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. Almost hit a home run, but they said a tornado was blowing in from left field. Should be smart enough to know you can't try to hit it through that.
Good pitch, strike 3 called. So good inning for Familia. He has a couple of strikeouts, and we are moving to the 9th. 5-1 A's lead. A's Hall of Fame class with a giveaway plaque presented by 7-Up as part of the celebrations planned for Wednesday, September 5th. You can get your piece of history by grabbing tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes. First 15,000 fans get this giveaway. Don't miss out on history by grabbing your tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes today. Yankees are coming. So top of the ninth, 5-1 A's lead the Twins. The new pitcher is Addison Reed. Addison Reed, 1-6, 4.53 ERA. He signed a big free agent contract to come to the Twins. 2 years, $16.5 million. So Addison Reed takes over. Maybe not the year that the Twins were hoping to get from Reed, who's had a pretty good career. Piscotty, foul territory, and it's going to go to the seats. So Oliver Drake goes 1 inning, 2 hits, 3 runs with a walk and no strikeouts, and now it's Reed.
Well, good news for the A's tonight. They've had a couple of the walks score. Big one back in the 4th inning.
So 1-1 the count to Piscotty, who is 1 for 3. Speaking of the Yankees, they won. Got their 80th win today. Reading about Aaron Judge today. He tried it on the left, Kelly on the right. And Judge, of course, hit by pitch, fractured his wrist. Left field and deep. And that baby's gone. Piscotty with a long home run. That is number 17 for him.
Well, Addison Reed, he threw him a slider first pitch, and then a fastball, and then gone. I mean, this is right there. This, like you said about what Drake did to Chapman. You see Addison Reed just turn his head. He knew. Quick look back, but it was gone quickly by Stephen Piscotty.
So Stephen Piscotty now 17 home runs and 57 RBIs. Won the count to Marcus Semien, who's 0 for 3. Grounded hard, but foul. So the Aaron Judge thing, right? So Yankees figured initially he would probably be out 3 to 4 weeks, and then he's be back playing. Well, it's been 4 weeks, and he's not even swinging a bat. So there's still some soreness in that wrist from what I was reading, and they're just not quite sure when he's going to get back.
He's done a good job as a cheerleader, but that's not what they want.
No, it's a big cheerleader.
It's a huge cheerleader.
And that is a heck of a play by Miguel Sano. That's a man who's 270 pounds, folks. Terrific play.
Barehanded the ball.
Walking slow. He thinks he may have beat it out.
Well, he's playing deep, the big man is, and he comes charging a bare hand, and in the same motion, a bullet. Looked like he was across the bag, but give the big man a big E for effort because he made a tremendous play. Bang, bang, and close. Nice play. You know, the problem with Sano, they've always said about trying to find a position for him.
He's gotten a lot better at that.
Yes, he has.
Canna's 1 for 3 with a double. With a couple of home runs tonight. They hit 2 home runs last night. 177 home runs now for the A's, 3rd most in the American League. This is Laureano, his first at bat. I said Canna, that was my mistake. Laureano came into the game for Canna. One's belted left center field, and that baby's gone. Laureano homers.
Well, they put him in for defense, and he hits a huge home run off the crack of the bat. You know it was gone. Noodles.
Noodles.
Fastball up, but another one that sounded great. There's that quick bat, another choking up. That's left center. That's a big part of the art.
Noodles.
Steve Vucinich.
See Vus there. Vus is like, it's only 7-1, man. I had the over tonight. It's only 7. No, I'm joking. Vus is not a betting man. Good night for Luke Croy. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Navigating this pitching staff through a pretty good effort. Minaya, Trevino, Rodney, Familia, then whoever we see in the 9th inning. Pretty good production, Ray, from the bottom of the lineup.
Absolutely. That's exactly what you'd like to see.
Could be hit number 3, and it is hit number 3. Lucroy drops it into right center field. He'll take it.
But he may not be hitting a lot of home runs, but he's doing a lot of this. Has 3 hits tonight, all 3 to the right side. Of course, the big one earlier driving in the go-ahead run. The A's have since added on.
So a quick meeting Addison Reed has faced 4 hitters. He's given up 2 home runs and a single. Martini swings and misses, so Martini gets his 5th at bat. He's been on base twice. Single, a walk, and a run scored. So continues to do his specialty, and that's getting himself on base. Seven to 1, the A's lead. 3 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th. So they've done their thing again in the late innings. Today they've done it to add on.
Emo. He said he's going to show his jersey before the weekend's over.
On to second, back to first, and not quite in time. Martini beats it out. So it'll be a fielder's choice, 2 away. And Chapman will hit.
Stephen Piscotty, a no-doubter. 102 off the bat, 26, 409 feet for Piscotty. Nice catch, Blackback fan. Or the Jeremy Dowd or Phil Pull, P2.
P2, it's Phil Pull's nickname.
Times have changed. There used to be just the road grays and the home whites. Of course, the Yankee pinstripes, they're always forever for the homes. Now, really thanks to one of the Oakland A's Hall of Famers, Charlie Finley. I think Charlie Finley brought out the multicolored uniforms, shoes, and now look at baseball.
Yeah, there was a time where that kind of that light blue look, which the Twins have in their tops tonight. Many teams had that light blue color as their road uniform.
That's it.
And it was an okay look, I guess. But now when you see it, you're like, that was kind of a cool look, because sometimes teams will wear those. But it was big in the 70s.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Vucinic said like 17 different tops that they have to put together for the season. It's a lot of the holidays, but Players Weekend, July 4th, you got Labor Day, you got Memorial Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day. I mean, they got
Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah, that's right.
High pop-up on the infield right side of the diamond. Tyler Austin, the first baseman, grabs it. A's go deep twice. Piscotty, his 17th, the solo shot. And Ramon Laureano, he goes deep. And for Laureano, that was his 3rd home run. 7-1 A's.
presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So 7-1 A's lead. It is the bottom of the 9th inning. Good night for the Athletics, and Sean Kelly will try to wrap it up. Kelly, his 42nd appearance overall. First pitch is in for a strike. Mariano with a home run. Piscotty with a home run. Made the ballpark look small, and it's really not a small ball.
No, it's not. And Cap, it's amazing how what we thought of this park when it first opened. Balls would be hit and saying, man, it sounds like it's going to go, and then it goes nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. And it looked, when you sit here, it looks big.
Yeah.
And I still think a lot of that has to do with center field is big, but the right field wall is high. So Kelly strikes out Sano to open up the bottom of the 9th.
3 pitches, 3 strikes, and a hard slider down the way out of the strike zone. Big strikeout for Kelly. But I think what it kind of changed at 12 when we came here, starting the second half of the season, when Johnny Gomes hit the slam, and guys started hitting the balls out left center, right center. Cespedes all over the place, and it seemed like it just got small. Maybe it was the power of the hitters that made it small.
It was the hitters.
But it was just something about the way the ball sounded going off the bat, and it sounded like it's going to go a lot farther than it actually did early.
So a quick 0-2 to Tyler Austin, who is 0 for 3. The Twins have just 5 hits. Their last hit was Rosario's leadoff single in the 6th inning. Nothing since then. In fact, that was the hit that knocked Sean Manaea out of the game. So the bullpen has been almost perfect, and that's a swing and a miss. And that's another strikeout. 4 consecutive strikeouts by the A's bullpen.
Go back to the 3 by Rodney. Actually struck out the side. Trevino got 3 ground ball outs and threw only a total of 5 pitches.
Kelly's thrown 6 pitches. He's got 2 strikeouts.
You know, in a game like this, the one guy we're going to talk about the home runs, the pitching. Really, it's the manager making the decisions. It's a time to take out Sean Manaea. You think it's 67 pitches. What's going on? And he comes out of the game, and you look at the results after that. So skipper Bob Melvin deserves a lot of credit for the maneuvering and knowing he's got a very good bullpen. But I'm sure there are a lot of people, especially the Twins people in this series, in this game tonight, seeing exactly what the A's have in the bullpen, and it's come out very strongly tonight.
So 1-1 the count to Kepler. You know what? Maybe he saw something maybe he just didn't like. Who knows? Maybe he didn't feel like Sean Manaea had his best stuff.
That's right.
At that point, it was still a 2-1 game.
Exactly.
So now 1-2. So the Twins down to their final strike. One-two pitch.
Really liked the delivery of Sean Kelly, how he varies. We talked about Fernando Rodney out of the stretch, but Sean Kelly looks like he's going to come set, then continues and throws off the hitters, and something that he does intentionally, and it's worked well.
So full count. Kepler homered last night, but quiet tonight. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Chapman over, and he's going to run out of room. races on. Ooh, got away from him.
See, a Twins fan got involved in the Players Weekend. A fan had his own nickname on that.
Not a bad idea.
Doc.
Not a bad Doc. What a great nickname, Doc.
I hope he's a doctor.
3-2 pitch. He walked it. So third walk by A's pitcher. So that'll get Mitch Garver an at bat.
Well, the pride that the relievers take in coming to the ball game, and I'm sure Sean Kelly thinking that all the success. Of course, Rodney did walk a batter, but trying to get through this at 4 innings. And I'll tell you, the real hard thing for a starter to go 5 innings and expecting a 12-out save. This bullpen can do it.
This one fouled straight back. Give you a final update. Astros 1, Angels nothing, bottom of the 4th. And the Mariners lead the Diamondbacks 5-1, top of the 6th. A's a game and a half behind the Astros for first place in the West. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A's and Astros in Houston, and that's it. The A's will not play the Houston Astros in the month of September, which is too bad. Be fun. Still 7 games left with the Seattle Mariners. Fastball, swing and a miss. Maybe not where Sean Kelly wanted it, but he gets a swing through.
Kelly time?
Kelly time, is that what it says?
It's what it is.
Makes perfect sense.
Right field Will time. Surprised he didn't come out with a nickname.
Simeon, tough play, throws across his body, and he gets him. And it ends on a nice defensive play on a night when the A's played very good defense, and they win game 2 of this 4-game series here in Minneapolis. So Sean Manaea gets his 12th win. The bullpen terrific as always. Time of game was 3 hours and 5 minutes. The attendance was 22,568. A's over the Twins tonight, 7-1 is your final. Time now for A's post-game live. Let's head back to the studio.